Holy hell, the NFL is already 2/3 of the way through the season, so we got our MVP frontrunners plus North Carolina makes massive news. We got that plus NBA, college football, and NFL analysis. Flag on the Take is back. Let's get it. What up, Jordan?
Yes, sir. What's up, bro? What's going on?
We got a lot going on today, actually. We got UNC making some massive news. The NFL is officially 2/3 of the way already over. The season is
Crazy,
doing a 75 and a 30.
crazy, 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 crazy.
It literally feels like a couple weeks ago the season literally just started and we're
Yeah,
already.
yeah, no, most definitely. We're already past the mid-season point. Trade deadline's already gone. So, yeah, we're starting to get into it. We're starting to get to where the conferences are starting to battle. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but we got a couple of them that are pretty wide open right now.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But we will get into North Carolina's news real quick. North Carolina fires future Hall of Famer Mack Brown. He is out as head football coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels football. And as a Tar Heels fan, thank freaking God.
And this was after he said he was coming back too. You were probably like, "Oh no, this
I was like,
can't
oh,
be."
that's exactly what I said. I had a feeling the writing was on the wall, but I thought they were going to give him one more year.
Yeah.
But because they were talking with him consistently about like retirement, and now looking back on it, it was more like, "Hey, Mac, you really should retire this year." And he was like, "Nah, I'm still coaching." And they were like, "All right, well, you gave us no choice."
Yeah, yeah. I don't know too much about Mac Brown, bro. So let the
Okay,
people know what's going on.
so Mac Brown was best known for what he did in the 90s and 2000s.
Oh,
Yeah, he coached at Texas in the 2000s. He was very
okay.
famous for like those like Colt McCoy, Vince Young.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was that coach. So, at least I think he was that era. I know he won a natty with Texas.
hmm
I know that
Was
for a
that the
fact.
Rose Bowl
I
or
think
the Rose
so.
Bowl game, like the one? And then they ended up playing USC, and they said it was the greatest natty ever. Which I watched
Yes,
that
that
natty.
one.
That Yeah, I
Correct.
love that natty.
That's exactly the one I'm
Yeah,
referencing.
that's probably my favorite one too.
Yeah, who was the quarterback of that team?
It was Vince Young, and I want to say it was. Oh my gosh,
So
he was an
it was
NFL
the
quarterback.
Vince.
Yeah, Vince Young was the quarterback for Texas, and I want to say it was
Matt Leinart?
yes, Liner ended up
Yep.
winning the Heisman one year. That
Yep.
might have been the year.
It
I
had
think
to
it.
have been that year, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what he's best known for. He coached for North Carolina in the 90s and led us to 7 straight bowl games, I believe, which back then that was a good thing. But now, and hear me out, I know that he's led us to 6 straight bowls, which in the 90s that was phenomenal. I wouldn't
hmm
complain. This is the 2020s. All right, if you're not making the college football playoff, nobody gives a shit.
Right.
Okay, I do not care that we are in 6 straight bowls because you know why? We're going 7-5. I'm not gonna be thrilled about going 7-5 and getting a bowl game. Like,
Yeah.
bro, we had Sam Howell and Drake May for 6 years back to back and got nothing to show for it.
hmm
Nothing. Drake May was arguably the best quarterback in college football. That's why he was a third overall pick, and we got nothing to show
hmm
for it. So I'm very happy. Now, I'm only going to be happy if we hire somebody good. I got 3 names on my list that as long as we get one of those 3, I will be happy. But as of right now, I have high hopes because now hopefully we get somebody who's a little bit younger because you could tell
Yeah.
like the game passed him by, like on
Yeah.
the field and off the field because he has no idea what the hell no NIL is.
I think that's the case with a lot of older coaches. It's a new generation, and you can't coach everybody the same. That approach doesn't really work anymore, especially
Yeah,
since
because even friggin' Dabo had came out today and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna start using NIL here," when he was
yeah,
very adamant about not. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
either
He's gonna get left in the dust when recruiting if he doesn't. So he better.
exactly it's adapt or die. So Mac Brown, like, thank you for everything you've done for college football. You're 100% a Hall of Famer. I'm not denying that, but clearly, like, the game passed you by in the past couple years. So if he couldn't make the if he couldn't be in the top 10 with Drake freaking May at quarterback, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, cooked.
I have 3 names that I've picked out as ones that I would like to see. Now, granted, these are all ones who are already assumed candidates. So if someone big gets fired, like a Billy Napier or a Mike Norvell or anything, that's not like factored into this list because I don't want to assume somebody's going to get fired.
hmm
Number 1 on my list is Georgia's defensive coordinator. I'm blanking on his name right now, but I know he's a defensive coordinator for Georgia. I'm
Yeah,
hoping Kirby Smart gives him a little rub and he brings that team building to North Carolina because we have a very powerful brand and we're a very good academic school. So
yeah,
we have things that can like lure recruits besides just money. And not to mention you get free Jordan gear with really cool colors.
exactly. That
My
powder
second
blue, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's hard. I
That's what
like
I'm saying, bro. My second choice would be Tulane's head coach. I would say the name, but most people aren't gonna know who he is. So just the
hmm
Tulane head coach. It's kind
I
of a
would still say
Kurt's
give him the name, bro. Put his name out there, man.
man. I didn't write it down because I didn't think I was gonna say it. Um, just
We'll
know,
edit that part out.
just know he's the Tulane coach, and it's kind of like a Kurt Signay situation where he hasn't had a big job yet. But if you look back
hmm
at all his previous jobs, Google him. He wins.
Right, right.
Tulane's his biggest job. Now he is in his mid 40s, so he's not old by any stretch of the imagination.
hmm
But if you go back and look at his resume, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, this dude he went like 38-3 with Troy. Like
Yeah,
this dude's a baller. And then the third one, it's like kind of on the fringe, almost an honorable mention, but like I wanted to have three for a nice little list.
Deion
But
Sanders.
no, God, I wish.
I
No, the head coach of UNLV.
don't think I know him either.
I think you do. He used to coach at Missouri before the current one got there.
What's his? I don't know.
Hang on, if you give me 2 seconds, I can tell you.
UNLV.
Yeah, their coach is Barry Odom.
Okay, Barry Odom.
Yeah, he was at Missouri for 15 years.
Got you.
But yeah, that guy is the third one. And even then, like, I wouldn't be thrilled. I would be happy, but I wouldn't be thrilled if that makes sense. I would be
hmm
thrilled if we got Tulane's coach or Georgia's defensive coordinator.
Got you.
Because I think the Tulane guy, I think he would do like what Signetti's doing with Indiana and just immediately like turn it around like that. And
Yeah,
then
Indiana is on a tear right now.
we'll get into that when we talk about college. And
Yeah.
then obviously Georgia's defensive coordinator. Do I really have to elaborate? The
No.
defense is the only reason why they're ranked where they are.
Yeah.
Because it definitely ain't Carson Beck. We'll get into that
Heck
as
no.
well.
Yeah, you already know how I feel about him, but we'll talk about
Right?
it.
All right. Let's get into what we led the show with. Jordan, the NFL season is already 12 weeks officially in the
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
So,
I'm a little sad, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, we've been waiting on it. You know, always on Instagram, you see counting down the days with like the jersey numbers or whatever. And as soon as it hit 100, it feels like it doesn't take that long before the season comes out because it's what like 3 months, and then the
yeah.
next thing you know, season starts and it just first couple of the weeks feel like it's slow and then it just zooms.
Bro, I always tell people the quickest time of year is always football season.
Yeah, it is, and it makes time go like, so much faster because it's like I guess you're waiting on the games each and every week. I feel like it just makes the year go by fast.
Yeah, because
At
think
least that's
about
me.
it. Games play on Sunday, and then you have what I call Overreaction Monday, where all the shows overreact. Then you have
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, and then you have the reaction to Monday Night Football on Tuesday, and then
Yep.
Wednesdays you have the preview for Thursday Night Football, plus everyone doing like their power rankings and like who's really good and who's
And then
not,
you have Thursday night football.
and then you have Thursday Night Football, and then Friday is the recap of Thursday night plus all of their predictions for Sunday, and then Saturday you got college football, and then Sunday, and it's just it goes by quick, dude. It goes by
Yep.
really quick. But I try not to buy into award races until this point in the year because I feel like anything earlier than this, like it can change so dramatically so fast. Like I keep
Yeah.
tabs, but I don't think the race starts officially heating up and showing the true contenders until right about now. So
hmm
let's get into it. MVP, that's what the people care about most. Jordan, if you had an AP vote, who is getting your MVP vote?
Uh, I have two, but I'm gonna start with my actual front runner, and then my I guess you could say my dream pick. Not really dream pick, but like would be nice. So my front runner is none other than Lamar Jackson. Uh, as everybody knows, quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Statistically, this is probably the best year he's had, especially passing. He's already thrown for 3,000 yards. He already has 27 touchdowns. Once again, people, only two
Two
thirds into the season.
interceptions.
Yeah, three, but again, that's not a lot. Rating over 100, almost 120 actually. So he's killing the game right now.
He's first
Again,
in passing yards too.
yeah, you know I'm a Lamar fan. Um, I like Lamar. I want him to do good for his career, except for when he plays us, of course. Uh, but no, man, I just feel like, and I think you'll attest to this, man. I feel like he takes you guys over the edge as far as like being true contenders in the AFC.
He's the
I
only
don't,
reason we're above 500.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
I'll get into
it,
that.
that's just that's what an MVP is, in my opinion, and he definitely fits the bill. I think he's going to throw for. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up hitting 40 touchdowns. I know you guys run the ball a lot too, so I could see if the numbers dip a little bit as far as passing as they have in the past couple of weeks, but that's only because, you know, you guys run the ball a lot. But no, it's definitely Lamar. And as far as like my runner up to Lamar, it's definitely Saquon Barkley. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, Saquon Barkley has been killing it as well. I don't even know who's going to win the rushing crown as far as him or Derrick Henry because they're both going off every freaking week. Saquon just went off for like 250 against the Rams. He's at like 1,400 on the season already. Like, we still got some time to go. I think he'll probably hit like 1,800 maybe. I got him hitting 1,800 as long as he stays healthy. But yeah, no, he's killing it. And again, if anybody's watched Eagles games this season, they have not impressed. But it's honestly, I think Saquon makes it go as far as their offense. Um, and so yeah, I feel like he's their most valuable player, and in turn, making them relevant in the NFL. So those are my two. What about you, though, bro?
so if I had an AP vote right now, my vote would go for Saquon Barkley. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
time. I think it's time for the first time since 2011 to have a non-quarterback MVP, and here's
Mm-hmm.
why. Saquon Barkley, he needs like less than 600 yards in 5 games to hit 2,000. Like there's a
Yep.
real shot he could break like the record
Yeah.
that
As long as he stays healthy. Yeah, that's why
that
I put him at 8.
Adrian Peterson almost broke that record, but
Yeah.
celebrated a little too early. Um, Saquon Barkley is my pick because the Eagles have. I mean, you can't say they're not a top three team in football right now with how they're playing. Their defense is really coming along. Those two rookie corners, Cooper DeJean,
Yeah. And
Kenyon Mitchell.
Jalen Hurts hasn't been like a world beater, but he just hasn't turned the ball over at a like alarming rate. Like he's turned the ball over this year. Don't get me wrong, but as far as like he's doing what he needs to do to facilitate the offense and keep them in games, and then you have explosive plays from Saquon and AJ Brown. That's all you really need.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen hasn't had to do anything because Saquon's going for 250 in these games.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley, he's the straw that stirs the drink, in my opinion. I don't think. I mean, we saw what they looked like last year without him. I know they got Kellen Moore this year, but I don't think Kellen Moore makes that much of a difference. So
Hmm.
Saquon Barkley, he's the best offensive player on a team that could potentially be the number one seed in the NFC. And plus, I would love for someone that's not a quarterback to finally win it again because
Yeah.
J.J. Watt got robbed in I think it was 2014.
Yeah.
So I would
2015,
love
I think. But yeah.
same thing, close enough. I just know he
Yeah.
lost it to Aaron Rodgers, but I think it's time of running back, especially because the position got so like devalued in terms of how much they pay them in their contracts. So it would be
I
so
think
kick
he's going to
ass
break the
for a
market
running back.
again whenever his contract. Because again, we know the Eagles just paid him, but whenever it's time to re up, actually, they might even renegotiate after the season, depending on what happens.
Yeah, like Saquon Barkley hopefully helps running backs get more money because think about it. Teams love in the offseason to be like, "Oh yeah, we ain't paying a running back." But when buttholes get tight in the playoffs and you got to grind out a drive, you got to ice away a game. It's
You
five
know
minutes left in
exactly
the
who you're
fourth
giving it
quarter,
to.
and you got 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you're up by 4. Who's getting the football? Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, all those guys who weren't worth getting paid. I
CMC.
I guarantee you, Saquon Barkley's getting the ball if it's the Eagles in that situation. So
Hmm.
I'm hoping that he helps running backs get paid because I'm all for paying a good running back. Like Derrick Henry, he's making $10 million. I'd be fine paying him 20 with what he
Hmm.
does for us.
Hmm.
So if I had to pick a quarterback, though, my vote was for Jared Goff for the longest time until he had that 5 interception game.
Yeah,
Now
he's
I know
cooled
he's
off
bounced
though.
back. Yeah, he's bounced back since then. So he's still on my radar in terms of could potentially get my vote by the end of the year. But I mean, it's like you said, Lamar Jackson is just otherworldly. I think if he didn't already have two MVPs, I think he'd be far and away the front runner, and it wouldn't even be
Hmm.
close. I think it's just people have a little bit of voter fatigue with him, which I'm not used to with a Ravens player. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, so Lamar definitely could win it, definitely should win it based off his stats because he's on pace to have a better year than 2019 when he was the unanimous MVP. So Saquon or Lamar, it's going to be one of the two. I'm
yeah,
happy with
I agree.
either. It's a win-win in my book because it's a win if it's Lamar because that means it's another trophy coming to the Ravens, and it's a win if it's Saquon Barkley because that means running backs finally get some love again.
I got a question.
What's up?
So, on the pace Lamar is at, which is definitely a Hall of Fame pace, what else? Even, okay, now I know you're going to say a ring definitely would cap it off, and I think so as well. But as a Ravens fan, of course, or as a Steelers fan, I hope that doesn't happen. But with one more MVP and just a couple more years in the league, you think he makes the Hall?
I think if Lamar blew his Achilles out right now, he would make the Hall. I'm not saying he'd be a first ballot, but like
Hmm.
if Lamar Jackson like got paralyzed from the legs down and he could never play football again, I think he'd be
Hmm.
a Hall of Famer
Yeah,
within 5 years after he's eligible. I would
yeah.
say he'd be a Hall of Famer because I mean anyone with two MVPs, even if you only played for 5 years, if you won two MVPs, like you obviously made an impact on the sport of football. Because then at that point it becomes the Terrell Davis argument.
I think he made a sport impact on the sport of football just being who he is. I still feel like he's revolutionized the game. I mean, I know people compare him to Michael Vick, but him and Michael Vick were two different type of quarterbacks in my opinion. Like I get they were both athletic and stuff, but as far as just like the elusivity of Lamar and just escaping, I mean, Vic did that in some circumstances, but you know what I mean. I feel like it's two
It
different
didn't
quarterbacks
stick
when
with
you.
Vic.
Yeah, it's two different quarterbacks when you think because Vic turned into something different when he was in Philly.
But you
Lamar
gotta
has
think,
been consistently been this.
ever since Lamar like started doing what he's doing, like every team wants that lanky athletic quarterback now.
Yeah, the improviser. I would say Lamar's more scrambler or not scrambler, more improviser than scrambler nowadays, and I feel like that helps the team a lot more.
Well, that's nowadays. This year he's throwing with the most touch I've seen in his career. But like
Yeah,
initially he was a scrambler. Like his if his first two reads weren't open, he was gone. But he still got that in his bag. He's still really fast.
yeah. No, he's still really fast. I think he still runs 4.4.
Oh, I think he still runs 4.35 to be honest with how
Ooh.
fast he looked. Dude, how fast he looked in person. You saw it with your own two eyes. I mean, that
Yeah,
he was
I agree.
jogging. He was jogging and outrunning these linebackers.
I think the thing is, only thing is, it's just people know how to play him a little bit better now. I think the MVP season where he was breaking out like 60-yard runs was because nobody really, knew like what he was going to be in that sense, and he
Yeah,
just
it was
kind of
his
took
second
off.
year.
So yeah, it's a little bit different. People are playing him differently. We all know that Too High is very popular in the league right now, so they're not letting anything go over top. Um, I don't know how much you can man up Lamar Jackson just in the sense of his escapability.
If you man him up, you're gonna have to put two spies on him.
Exactly. So, you know, the jury's been out, but he still had another MVP and a lot of success in regular season. So give
Oh
him
yeah,
credit when credit's due.
for sure. And real quick, I don't know if you have answers to these awards, but I'll just float them out there.
Hmm.
For comeback player of the year, I got Joe Burrow right now.
I
Defensive
got
player
Joe
of the
Burrow.
year is either T.J. Watt or Xavier McKinney. If you favor sacks, T.J. Watt. If you favor interceptions, Xavier McKinney. Rookie of the year, I have Bo Nix, and I think that's all of the awards. If I'm missing one,
Defensive, I'm biased. Okay, if you're going off stats alone, it would be somebody because like even who's leading the league in interceptions? Isn't the safety out of Detroit, Carl Joseph?
no,
He got like seven.
it's Xavier McKinney, the safety for the Packers.
Okay, okay. Um, I feel like as far as stats, it would be because TJ only has like seven this year. But as far as like impact, I'd say TJ because he still has like the forced fumbles and TFLs and things of that nature, and he can still wreck a game. And also because we're winning, so of course he's going to be at the forefront of that. We all know Trey Hendrickson's leading the league in sacks right now, so the only reason his name's not being thrown out there is because they suck. So like what he's doing doesn't really impact the team, which is also why I'm saying TJ again. Even though he doesn't have like 15 sacks right now, like he usually does, he's still impacting games. So I can still see why he's still at the forefront of defensive player of the year conversations. But my comeback is definitely Joe Burrow. Who's your
Yeah, like
who'd you say your offensive was?
Bo Nix. I was saying rookie.
Say Bo Nix for now, unless the Bears turn it around, which I don't see, only because of the hype surrounding Caleb Williams. So I feel like if they turned it around, and he's playing pretty well right now, so if he still plays like he plays, I would say him. But as
Caleb?
far as like team winning, I'd say Bo.
I was going to say, there's no way Caleb Williams is going to win.
No, I was saying if the Bears turned it around, and he still plays like how he's been playing, because he's thrown for a couple touchdowns in the past couple games. They just haven't won.
I think the only
He's
one
been
who can
playing well
potentially,
enough.
yeah, I think the only one who can potentially catch Bo Nix is Jaden Daniels, but
They're-
they're in a free fall right now, which we'll get into.
Yeah,
For my offensive player of the year, I think I didn't really answer it because I thought it went like hand in hand. Like if Saquon Barkley's my MVP, he's obviously going to win Offensive Player of the Year, and if Lamar Jackson wins MVP, obviously Saquon Barkley's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. So yeah, that is. You got anything else to add to award watch?
not yet. We'll come back to it.
All right, let's move on. All right, let's get into some NBA talk. So I heard the Sixers are starting to run out of patience, obviously, but there's a stretch coming up here soon. It's like we play the Pistons and the Hornets like 2 times in 3 days, like 2 games in 3 days.
Hmm.
And I heard if we get swept, it's sometime soon. I heard if we get swept in that, there's gonna be some major changes coming. Let's see when that is.
Are we
Oh, it's
talking
it's
Embiid?
soon, like Saturday and Tuesday.
Hmm.
Detroit and Charlotte.
Are we talking Embiid? You think
I would
potentially?
like for it. I would like for it to be Embiid, but I don't think they got the guts to do it.
Yeah,
Because you gotta think,
yeah.
next game is against Houston. Detroit should win. Charlotte should win. Orlando, we play them twice, a back to back. We should win one of those, but I wouldn't be shocked if we lose both. At
Hmm.
Chicago, we should win, but we'll find a way to lose that.
Is Lonzo back yet?
Yeah, Lonzo's back, but I think they're easing him in.
Okay, I was about to say not like he's moving the needle right now, especially with the injury.
Yeah, but they didn't say what the massive moves would be. I just heard that like something's got to give at that
Hmm.
point. But I
Yeah.
think even then, waiting that long is too late because if we lose our next 3 games, that puts us at 3-16. The season sounds pretty cooked at that point. Oh, Embiid and Paul George are out tomorrow night against Houston, so we're cooked.
L. Yeah.
Even with Maxey and Jared McCain going off, we got the rookie of the year, and we're gonna be three. We're 3-16. Gonna be
Hmm.
3-16. That's so crazy. But I don't know. I want Embiid gone. I'd love to trade him for a couple young players and like 8 first-round picks or however
Yeah.
many crazy first-round picks we can get for him. But we wouldn't be lucky enough. I don't even know why I stick with this team. Now we are recording Tuesday night, so when people listen to this game will have already concluded. But Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal are back for the Suns to face the
Yeah.
Lakers tonight.
Yeah, it's a
And
big game, especially for
I'm
the West.
excited for that game. I really wish they played it tomorrow night so I could stay up and watch it.
Yeah.
Because I
Because
still
what?
have,
Lakers are fourth or fifth?
Lakers are rolling. I want to say they're fourth. Hang on. Lakers are fourth.
Okay. Yeah, and Suns are what? Six?
They're down to 7. They're on a
Okay.
5-game losing streak, but they'll bounce back.
Yeah.
They were on a 5-game losing streak because they didn't have Durant and Beal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, they should start to pick it up.
Yeah, so they'll start to roll there. But for the Lakers, they're the 4th seed right now, and I'm not saying it's all because of this guy, but you can't say that they would be where they are without him. Dalton Connect is a freaking weapon, dude.
Hmm.
I said it coming out of the draft. I was surprised he fell that far because I know like his defense had concerns, and he was a 4-year player at Tennessee. Like I get that, and I know NBA teams don't like drafting 4-year guys, but he was an NBA shooter in college. Like that alone should have gotten him drafted
Is that the
early.
dude LeBron was shouting out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure LeBron watched every Tennessee game. My ass. Liar.
Oh my gosh. He's a liar.
It's annoying as hell, dude. Like, he lies for no reason. Like, Bron, nobody asked, bro. Like, nobody cares like, nobody would have ever asked, hey, Bron, how many Tennessee games did you watch?
All of them. I watched all of them.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't even have to do that. I don't know why he was like, oh shit, I gotta lie. I gotta make something up here. They
I
ain't
didn't even
going.
know who that kid was. They drafted him. He was like, who?
You said we drafted a white guy?
Let's say about this.
You drafted a white dude? Oh man, but yeah, Dalton Connect is a freaking weapon, dude. I, I, I don't know. It's him or Jared McCain right now for Rookie of the Year. And what this was supposed to be a really weak rookie class, which besides McCain and Connect, I feel like we haven't really heard much about the rookies yet.
Mm-hmm.
So this could end up being a weak class, but we'll find out in a couple of years. But I just want to shout out Dalton Connect because Lakers really, everyone knows LeBron throughout his career. When you build a team around LeBron, surround him with shooters because LeBron's always been a pass first player he's an okay 3-point shooter, but he's not like a Curry level. Like he's not a 40%
I
3-point
feel like
shooter.
he's always hovering around like 36, 38.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a 40% 3-point shooter, but he's really good at driving and kicking or just driving and absolutely destroying the glass.
Yeah.
So that's why you surround LeBron with shooters. I feel like everyone's known that. So being able to add Dalton Connect, I really think was a clutch pickup for the Lakers. Lakers could go on a run. They keep playing like this. Lakers could go on a run. JJ Redick coming through. I love it. I don't want to say I love watching the Lakers because they're not my team, but I am enjoying watching Lakers basketball right now.
Shout out Connect.
Excuse me?
What'd you say?
You said LaHoo?
That's only a word.
Okay. Oh man. But speaking of other injury returns, Beal and Durant just came back. And then next up, coming back, DeJounte Murray is back for the Pelicans. The Pelicans are in last place right now because they are absolutely decimated by injuries. So I saw a thing, and this was before DeJounte Murray is coming back. Mm-hmm. So out of the top 8 players in terms of minutes played and like stats and value to the team, you know, like their top 8 guys from last year, how many of them do you think are injured right now? This was before DeJounte Murray coming back.
You said out of the top 8?
Yeah, top 8 guys from last year. How many of them do you think are injured currently, including DeJounte Murray?
I'm going to say 6.
7.
Oof.
7 of their top 8, besides DeJounte Murray now coming back, but at the time of this stat, 7 of their top 8 were on the injured list. Of course the Pelicans were going to be 4-14. So for all you haters out there that say that we suck and we don't know ball, just think of that, okay?
Just wait, because they're still. I mean, it's still early in the season, so we're gonna see how they shape up.
They're 4-14, so I can't. And with how stacked the West is, I mean, the Minnesota Timberwolves are 8-8, and they are the 11 seed. So the West is stacked. So the Pelican season's probably cooked. But if the Pels were in the East, I would say they had a chance. That's a lot of ground to make up. 8-8.
It is.
Trying to catch 8-8 from 4-14 is already hard enough in the NBA. 8-8 is the 11 seed, brother.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
500 when you're the 11th seed.
Yeah, 500, and they would be the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. Yeah. And then the other major player that returned from injury, which is honestly a little bit surprising because I thought they were going to hold him out way longer than he had to be just to preserve him for the playoffs. But Kristaps Porzingis is back for the Celtics, and he played good. They eased him in, but he played good.
Yeah, it's not like they need him.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why the reports was that they were going to hold him out till December, maybe even January, just to like keep him fresh for the playoffs.
Yeah, he's a luxury, bro.
Oh my God, yes. The rich get richer. It's insane. I mean, they got Jason Tatum, who I think right now is the front runner for MVP. I think it's him and Bron.
Not surprised.
Curry deserves to be in there low key because the Warriors are 12-5, the second seed in the West. They are rolling.
They're definitely a threat. They just got to stay healthy. That's one
Bro, I told you going into the season, watch out for the Warriors.
Yeah. You did. I didn't see it yet. I was like, I want to see how they come out first.
That's what happens because like they got rid of $40 million in salary. So they got to use $40 million to put more role players around the greatest shooter of all time. Another thing, are the Houston Rockets good? Because the Golden State Warriors are the second seed, and the Houston Rockets are the third seed in the Western Conference. When the hell did that happen?
Man, I'm telling you. Shout out to Bryce. Bryce said, "Always take the Rockets in any money line that you have." I will not be doing that.
No.
But, but, but I can see his enthusiasm for his team.
He's a
Young
Rockets
nucleus.
fan?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because of Harden. But so he's like a Harden fan, right? But now he's a Rockets fan just because of how long Harden was on the Rockets.
So he's a Jalen Green guy
Yeah.
now.
So he's like he's definitely a Jalen Green guy. He's a Rockets fan, and he's still kind of a Sixers fan only because of Harden.
Hey, I like Jalen Green. That dude is really athletic. Like he
Yeah.
can jump out the gym. Now,
Yeah.
granted, what he does off the court, a little questionable at best, but on the court, did you hear about that with him?
No. Are you talking about
Did you?
Drea?
Huh?
Are you talking about Drea?
The cougar that he's having a kid with?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little
Yeah.
questionable at
Yeah.
best, but
Yeah.
on the court he's really good.
Yep.
He's just young and dumb, but
Yeah.
whatever. She'll get child support from him for the
Oh,
next 18
real quick,
years.
bro. Before we move on, I got a funny story for you, right?
What's up?
So I was talking with my girlfriend, right?
Oh God.
You'll appreciate this. You'll appreciate this. So we were just chatting it up. I asked her what my favorite anime is. For those who know, I'm real nerdy. I like anime, video games, all that, right, brother? So Scott Pilgrim was the one she wanted to say. Do you know what she said to me?
Dragon Ball.
She said Scottie Pippen. So, so my girlfriend's nickname is now Scotty. I thought she would appreciate that.
Scotty. Word. Next time I see her, call her Scotty. Got it.
Call her Scotty. I promise you. That's gonna be the funniest thing ever. It says Scotty Pippen. I said who?
Man, you know his son is balling on the Grizzlies this year.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's their starting point guard.
Okay. Shout out.
Besides
Shout
John
out.
Morant when he's not injured, but yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah.
starting
His
point
mama,
guard.
His mama is in love with his teammate.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't his mom also like?
Yeah, she be
Yeah.
weird, bro. She be hopping
She's too old for that, dog.
Yeah,
Come
bro.
on.
around.
Come on, NBA players, do better. Good
Yeah,
lord.
bro. She left senior and started going crazy.
Ah. Speaking of going crazy, the Cavs are 17-1. What the hell? Why
They
not
would lose that
them?
game to the Celtics, but then they just kept going after that.
Kenny Atkinson, coach of the year. I mean, why not? I mean, what the
Yeah.
hell? Good for them.
Yeah.
And then
I don't
last
think it's
thing,
sustainable. Do you think it's sustainable?
hell no. They'll
Yeah.
regress to the mean eventually, but they'll still finish with 55 wins, I think.
Yeah. Something like
I mean, they're already at 17, and we're a quarter of the way through the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think they'll finish with 55 as
I
long
just
as they
like how
stay healthy.
they have 3 people that can give you 20 a night.
Dude, Evan Mobley has taken a whole new step this year. I knew he
Yeah.
had it in him. I just didn't know when he was going to take that step.
Yeah.
But he's taken it this year, and he is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. We obviously know what Spider Mitchell brings to the table, but Evan Mobley has been really
Darius
good.
Garland is hit or miss for me, but I like Darius too.
I like him. It's just like you said, he's hit or miss.
Yeah.
I still think trading him or keeping him and trading with Colin Sexton was the right move, though. And then the last thing, the Bucks are on fire right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're up to 8-9 on the season, so they're already coming back. The Sixers could never. They're already the 6th seed. Not saying they're going to be the 1 or the 2 anytime soon, but they could be the 3 seed in a hurry.
Oh, most definitely.
And that's a team and 2 stars you do not want to get hot. You do not want Damian Lillard and Giannis to get friggin' rolling right now.
Yeah.
And mind you, they're doing this without Chris Middleton. Did you hear about him? It's kind of sad.
Now what's going on with Chris Middleton?
So you know how he got the double ankle surgeries in the offseason? So he's been medically cleared to return since before opening night, but
Okay.
he's yet to return because he says he doesn't feel right. Like he doesn't feel like 100% the same.
Oh,
And
man.
he said he refuses to come back unless he can play at the level he was playing at before. But he's still practicing
understand.
every day with the team, and like he's just saying he's not. He's just saying he's not the same.
He might not reach that level, so he just got to probably find one where he's comfortable playing,
Yeah, because he said
especially
that
with
like
his age.
yeah, he said that he doesn't want to come back unless he can play at the level because he wants everyone to remember him for how good he was and not remember him for being washed at the end or whatever.
Yeah,
So
that's sad. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is sad.
it is sad. Prayers up to him. Hopefully he finds it because that's just sad to hear about. But he's a good dude too, so I really do hope he finds it. But
Yeah,
even
most
without
definitely.
him, And he takes up a significant chunk of the cap too, so it's not like they can go out and pay all these role players. The Bucks are rolling, so keep tabs on them. You got anything else to add for NBA talk before we move on?
Uh, no, let's get it.
All right, let's move on to college. College will probably be quick this week. Wasn't really a lot going on besides the upsets.
Yeah,
So we'll get into that. We'll get in with your squad first. First up, down goes Colorado.
yeah.
And I've been
Ever.
saying this. I said this before Kansas beat BYU. I said Kansas is a good side, tough squad. They're playing good football right now. They
Yeah.
upset BYU. I said the same thing. Like Colorado better watch themselves. They
I
didn't
think
watch
Kansas just
themselves.
turned it on too late, and I feel like Colorado definitely. No, okay. As far as Kansas season is concerned, I thought there was definitely going to be a bigger season for them. I thought we were going to talk about Jalen Daniels being one of the top quarterbacks,
I thought we
especially
were too.
based off what he did last year, but he regressed. Devin Neal's still a dog. Devin Neal's still having a decent year.
Yeah, that dude's a
Um,
weapon.
yeah, he's a dog, bro. I love using them in college football just because of Devin Neal. But that's besides the point. As far as Colorado's concerned, I just feel like they came into this game a little lackadaisical, like always. You know, they always start off slow. But in this sense, you can't do that because Kansas can run the ball, and that's one thing Colorado's really weak at. We already know that D line is absolute garbage. I think Devin Neal finished with like 3 or 4 tutties too, so it was rough. I mean, Shadur still played a Shador Sanders game, threw for like 3 tuds. He'll still be number one pick. They'll still be in the bowl game. I don't know if playoffs is conceivable right now because they're at 3-0.
So
Um,
before that, they were in control of their own destiny. They won out. They were in the championship game, and then who knows from there. But now
yeah,
they need a little bit of help to get there.
yeah, because they're at 16 right now, right? And they were 12 before the game. I want to say.
Yeah, so they're cooked. But or not BYU, Big 12 is cooking themselves. I was gonna get into that in a little bit. But yeah, it's what did Deion Sanders say? They got intoxicated with the success. I mean, he's
Yeah,
not wrong. I
yeah,
mean, and that's the thing about football. It's so easy to get intoxicated with your own success.
hmm
So, I
And
mean,
like
shout out.
it's sorry, now go ahead, bro.
I was just say shout out Dion for having the self awareness. Like people get on him because he's Coach Prime and like knows how to work the media. Which I mean, I think both things are true. Like he's got self awareness and he knows how to work the media. So
Yeah, I feel like well they are a talented squad. They're definitely better than what we thought they were going to be this year.
oh
Um,
yeah,
but I feel like it's a fine line between being arrogant and being confident. I
yeah,
think
he's
you have to have
confident.
confidence if you're playing a sport like football. You have to have confidence in any sport, especially at a level such as that. Because if you don't have the confidence, like we say it all the time, bro, perspective is everything. So
Yeah,
perspective changes your whole world. So if you're confident in what you're doing, more times than not, you're going to perform it at a high level, unless you're just delusional. but but yeah, it gets to a point where you can start being really, lackadaisical, real lazy in it instead of working like you're supposed to. I'm not saying that's what Colorado is doing, but I am saying that there's been some slow starts. There's been like inconsistencies with coaching. So, it is what it is.
and I do think Dion is staying because Juju Lewis committed. So I don't know why he
Oh
would
yeah,
pick.
the 5 star.
Yeah, I don't know why he would pick Colorado over Georgia if Dion wasn't staying.
Yeah.
Which now, like, since Dion is staying, there's a lot of people who are going to naturally be attracted to that program. I know Shadur and Travis are going to leave their 2 stars, but
Hmm.
I think next year Colorado could be deeper and, quite frankly, could be better next year, depending on
Right.
how well Juju plays.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Colorado, they could be a legit college football playoff team next year. But I guess since we're already talking Big 12 and college football playoff, I was going to bring this up later, but I'll just bring it up now. The Big 12 champion could be the 12 seed, and Boise State or whoever the group of four is could be the 4 seed. That's
Hmm.
very realistic right now because you
Hmm.
got to think of how they worded it. Everyone just assumed that it was SEC, Big 10, Big 12, and ACC were going to get the buys. No, no. It's the 4 highest ranked conference champions is the exact verbiage.
Ooh. Okay.
And with Colorado and BYU shooting themselves in the foot and Boise State continuing to climb, depending on who wins the Big 12 and where Boise State is at the end of the year, Boise State could be the 4th seed.
Boise State only has one L still, right?
Yeah, and it's to friggin' Oregon, at Oregon, and it was a one-score L.
Yeah. Oh man, Boise might be legit, bro.
Yeah, so just remember that when it comes to time, because let's say Colorado does win the Big 12, they get the help they need, and they get in there with 3 losses. If Boise State's ranked above them, Colorado will be the 12 seed as the Big 12 champions, and then Boise State will be the 4 seed. And that's going to blow people's mind because the whole time it's been those 4 conferences will be the 4 seeds, and then Boise State will be the 12.
Hmm.
But don't sleep on Boise, bro. Ashton Genty.
Think about this. He runs into a natty. Not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But just dream scenario. Can you imagine that?
Ashton Genty runs to a natty?
Yeah. You know how
Dude.
crazy that would be? Goes
Oh
on like an
my.
Ezekiel Elliott type run. Oh my god.
I think he'd be a top 10 pick if he did that.
Yeah, he would easily.
I already think he's going to be a 1 regardless, but I think if he does that,
Yeah.
I think he'd be a
I got
top 10
him.
pick.
I got him high 20s.
Yeah, that's about where I had him at. But yeah, Big 12, they better watch out because they're just doing they're doing a little bit of football cannibalism right now. They're just taking each other out. Speaking of things that would surprise people, so you know how every year college football does the awards where they give out like the best player at each position?
Yeah. Yeah.
How in the hell is Travis Hunter not in the top 3 for DB of the year?
I'm guessing Will Johnson won it, or so far.
Nobody's won it yet. They just announced the finalists, but
Is Will Johnson one? That's my.
I didn't see it. Will Johnson's barely played this year.
Are you
But
serious?
yeah, bro.
No, I thought Will Johnson was leading. Oh shoot, who am I thinking of?
Will Johnson's been out most of the year. He was the projected number 1 corner going into the year, but he's every Michigan game I've seen, he's been out.
Yo, I thought Will Johnson was balling this year. Who am I thinking of?
Travis Hunter. How is he not in the top 3, bro? Deion Sanders went off. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I heard he went off. You know, using his alternative curse words. How's Travis Hunter not in the gosh darn?
I love you to life.
Oh man. But yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. But you know what else didn't make any sense to me? Bro, Bama. What? I don't I don't get it with them, dude. One week they are the best team in the country, and the next they get stopped by Oklahoma, who, yeah, they're a
Yeah,
tough side, but they're not ranked. They don't have their
yeah.
quarterback.
I again, I said it with every Bama loss. I feel like again they just got to adjust to it not being Saban anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Bama's a good side. They just need to be more consistent, which is crazy because at Washington, Kalen DeBoer was extremely consistent.
Yeah.
And he's got a better team now than he did last year, and he's
Hmm.
way less consistent. I know he's playing tougher comp, but still.
Hmm.
Damn. And then Ole Miss blew it against Florida. Florida tried to give them that game, and Ole Miss was just like, nah, you can have it. We don't want it. Did you see at the end of the game? So Jackson Dart throws a pick at the end of the game. A penalty brings it back. Like, he goes off the field crying because he threw the pick. Game was over. Penalty brings it back. They get another chance. That next play after the penalty, he throws another pick. And they lost the game.
Somebody get him out of there. Yo, no, I'm not gonna lie. As an Ole Miss fan, probably would have stormed the field just to attack him.
Just
No
to storm the field with Florida.
Yo, that would have been actually kind of sick.
Oh, man.
Oh, your man DJ Lagway's been winning some games, man.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, a couple of years from now, DJ Lagway is going to be a problem. And
Yeah,
probably a
bro.
first-round pick in the NFL
Yeah,
when he
bro.
comes out. He's got to stay
Yeah.
healthy, though.
I'm gonna keep watching him and see what Florida does in the next
Oh,
coming
yeah,
years.
bro. I pick up on these quarterbacks very young. I had Anthony Richardson early. I had Jalen Milroe early. I had Jaden Daniels early. I had
Hmm.
Jaden Daniels when he left ASU, and that's what back when and nobody thought he was worth a
Yeah,
damn.
I thought he was tough at ASU. I definitely did, especially when Brandon Ayuk was there.
Yeah, I forgot.
Those two were
I
fun to
still
watch.
forgot that they played a year together. But moving on to the last, I guess, upset, kinda. I mean, technically not an upset, but it's still an upset to me because I thought they would do better than they did. But down goes Indiana to the team I hate
Yeah.
the most.
I mean, Indiana's had a really, really good year so far, so I don't think it's anything to hang their hats on, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's OSU. OSU still has a good team. Like We know they're not going to win anything in the long run, but as far as just the base, the nucleus that they have, they're a really good squad. They have top recruits.
Yeah, it just sucks because this was Indiana's only ranked game of the year, and they got spanked.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I know they went to the Horseshoe rather than it being in Indiana, but still, I mean, I was hoping they'd keep it within 2 scores. I mean, goddamn, they had the lead for a while there, and then once Ohio State got rolling, I mean, it was over.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Indiana just needs a couple years; they'll be fine. But it was a bummer. I was rooting for them hardcore because you know how much I absolutely hate the Ohio State. So
yeah, bro, and well hired.
Oh my god! And then the last one, I mean, Notre Dame just must hate America because they beat the hell out of Navy, and now they done beat the hell out of Army.
Oh man, I can't stand Notre Dame, and I can't even tell you why. I've said that before.
I can't stand Notre Dame either. I feel like people with Notre Dame, either you love them or you hate them. There's no
Yeah.
nobody
I can't even tell you
likes.
why, bro. Yeah, I can't tell you why.
Nobody likes Notre Dame. You know what I mean? People either love
Yeah.
Notre Dame or they hate Notre Dame.
No one says I enjoy watching Notre Dame. I'm not really a fan.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? No. I think people hate them because they think they're better than everybody because they're not in a conference and they're still, like, ranked in the top 10. Like, ooh, you're so cool. Like, okay, whatever. Like, I could care less, dude. Yeah, but then they want to bitch and moan when they can't be a top 4 seed in the college football playoff because they don't have a conference championship. Like, okay, well, stop flexing that you're not in a conference. You get to pick your own schedule. Like, that's so annoying. So, Notre Dame, I don't really care for them. I do like Riley Leonard, though, but he fell off a cliff this year. He was really good last year at Duke. He is not that good this year. Granted, I know he's setting the record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in Notre Dame history, but he's not the same Riley Leonard.
He's pretty athletic. When I was watching, my gosh, it was one of the games in the beginning of the year. Was it the OSU game?
It could have been an LSU game. No. Texas A&M.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Maybe.
Like, yeah, because they played week 1.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Either way, he's more athletic than I thought. I didn't really watch him last year, but this was the first year that I've seen a little bit of him.
Oh, I watched him a good chunk last year because I just watch every football game that's on TV. But yeah, he regressed in my opinion. But you got anything else on college before we move on to the big leagues?
No, we can't delay the inevitable any longer. Let's get into it.
You know we go in chronological order here. I'm not picking on you. You know we go in chronological order here. So
okay, well.
Now, before you get into your tangent about them,
it's not going to be a tangent. I promise you. But continue.
I just wanted to shout out the weather. I love me a good snow game, and that came out of nowhere.
It was pretty. It was really pretty. I will say that.
Did you see that slow-mo video of Jameis throwing that touchdown, and it looked like it was straight out of NFL films?
Yeah.
Dude, that was gorgeous.
Yeah.
But continue.
You want me to start?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, basically, classic Steelers trap game, classic Mike Tomlin game. Clock management was garbage. Divisional opponent. Weather wasn't good. Like, once again, we haven't beaten Cleveland. And
you just finished playing the Ravens.
So it was bound to happen, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't surprised at all. Russ didn't play the best game.
See,
Myles Garrett decided to have a field day. It is what it is, man.
See, I said going into that game that everyone, like even like random like casual yinzers were like, "Oh yeah, this is a trap game," and I was like, "Okay, if everyone knows that it's a trap game." No, like the hairs on the back of my neck were like, maybe it won't be a trap game because like if people who don't know football can tell that it's a trap game, it normally when people who don't know ball say something, normally the opposite happens. So I was like, okay, maybe this won't be a trap game, and it was. That's bad,
brother. I don't know what it is, man. I don't like as good as Coach Tomlin is. It's one like these where you just kind of look and you're like, how Cleveland?
This might
is not good, bro. They're not good.
This might just be one of the ones you just bury the tape and move on. Now, if you come out flat again like you just did in this one, then probably you have to go back and like start analyzing. But it was a one-off.
Yeah, I'm not getting 2020 vibes, so I'm not in a panic. 2020, I knew we weren't that good. I was just happy I was just happy to be winning, but I knew we weren't that good 2020.
Yeah, you can't go 6 quarters without scoring
Yeah,
a
no.
touchdown again, though. You're not going to win many games doing that. You definitely
No,
aren't going to win in the
absolutely not.
playoffs. But I think if you guys win this division and get a home playoff game, I do think you can snap the streak
Yeah.
of playoff loss or playoff win drought.
My most favorable playoff matchup would probably either be, even though I don't think we right now we're going against the Chargers. Now I think it'd be a good game. I think we could win against the Chargers. Again, they're playing good football. It's not like they're not. But so are we. So I'm not scared of the Chargers. I'm not only team, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, that I wouldn't want to face that's like a lower seed is the Broncos right now.
I'd
I
be fine
don't
with
know
facing them.
because I feel like they're really. I feel like they've kind of found it. Again, their defense is really, really good. And now that their offense is starting to catch up with it, I don't know, man. I don't know. It'd be a tough out.
See, I was saying that about the Chargers. I thought the Chargers would be a tough
Uh,
out.
I don't know. I got to see a little bit more from her, especially in playoff time.
Don't be shocked if whoever Houston plays in the first round they
I
get
don't even think
upset
it would
by
be an
them.
upset.
I don't know what happened. Like I know like the offensive line play is significantly
Well, bro,
worse
it
this
wasn't
year,
really
but
good last year. They
I
just
don't.
kind of masked it with the big plays and him extending him.
Yeah, they just never got in rhythm this year. Nico Collins getting hurt, Steph
Yeah,
Diggs getting hurt. Not to mention CJ did every podcast known
yeah.
to man this
Jinxed
summer,
himself.
so
You're not
that
supposed to do
doesn't
that.
help. Like, and then don't forget in the beginning of the season when he lil broed
Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
Keep going. You got it.
I was just telling him advice I would want
Yeah.
people to tell me last year. But yeah. So
That's all I got.
that's all you got.
Again, like you said, bury the table before I come over it.
You know what team wish they could bury the tape? The Washington Commanders,
Yeah.
dude. They're in a free
All
fall.
thanks to the Steelers.
Is the second half Cliff Kingsbury stat legit? Like I know it was legit when he was a head coach, but I wonder if that stink is still on him as an offensive coordinator.
Jalen is still recovering, and you also
Yeah, I think
gotta
Jaden's
that
still
they were
hurt.
missing Brian Robinson for a little bit too.
Eckler is a good running back. That doesn't make that big of a difference in my book.
They're two different types of. Like I know Eckler can go in between the tackles. I'm not saying he can't, but Brian Robinson still brings that physical. It's like a Najee for us. If we don't have Najee on the field, we're still a different team.
Yeah, that's true. But I think Jaden's still hurt, and I do think that since he played through it, now they're out of sync. Like they were in rhythm before, and now like since Jaden got his first NFL injury, he's very like self-conscious.
Yeah,
he's not running as much, and he's looking down. Yeah, he's looking down instead of looking down the field. So Jaden, he's a rookie. I'm not expecting him to go out and be top 5 in MVP like he was early in the year. Like I knew he was eventually going to come down from that, but as long as he keeps making progress, that's the biggest thing I always talk about with rookie quarterbacks. Like I don't expect you to be top 5 in MVP or even win Rookie of the Year. All I ask is you make progress every week, and it doesn't even have to be big progress, just little baby steps. So as long as he shows improvement, I'm not gonna worry about him. Because look at Bo Nix, talk about showing improvement, and you and I both are on the record saying that we thought he was
in
the
the beginning
ass.
of the year. It's not like we weren't being proven right in the first more than half of the season. He just started playing good ball in like the past 2-3 games.
Yeah, but he kept making progress every week, and he finally starting to reap the rewards of it. Same thing with Caleb. People don't want to talk about it. Caleb's making strides every week. Is he perfect? No.
As far as a rookie of the year discussion. Now, do I think he's going to win it? No, and I think the Bears are going to suck for the rest of the year. But I still think he'll have a decent year.
Did you see that sack he took in overtime?
No,
you can't take that sack. It was like 2nd and 10. They were on their 40. Like they were very close to getting in striking range. It was either their 30 or their 40. Like they were. Yeah, he held on. So he had a clean pocket initially, and after like 3 or 4 seconds, like was still hanging onto the ball, and I'm like, all right, now. You've probably done this a million times, so you probably have seen this movie before. But after 3 seconds, I was like, all right, throw it away. Still standing there.
That's how I feel with Russ.
Throw it away. 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 Like, that's how that play was. And then he ended up taking a 20-yard sack. So it was like 3rd and 30, and then they were cooked, and then Minnesota got the ball back and won the game. But yeah, I was sitting there watching that play. I was like, all right, throw it away.
The Bears are talented. They're just coached terribly, man. Matt Eberflus might be the worst coach in the league. Then you got...
Mark my words.
Yeah. They let go of the coordinator, right?
Yeah, but now I get it. He was one of the dumbest offensive coordinators of all time. Shout out Matt Canada, but you knew they should have known they were cooked when they asked JSN about him, and he just laughed and said good luck.
I still think about us having back-to-back 400-yard games after firing Matt Canada.
But yeah, so Eberflus, mark my words, and I hate to say this, but it's my gut feeling. I think we're watching
Go
Trevor
for it.
Lawrence 2.0 here. I think having the shitty head coach year one and then
We'll
immediately
stunt
firing
him.
him is just enough. It's just enough to
Yeah.
ruin generational talent. So I hope I'm wrong. Caleb, please prove me wrong because I want him to succeed, obviously, because the Bears deserve to have a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But that's my gut
We'll
feeling.
see how it
So
continues to
we'll
go.
see.
Hopefully, which I don't think will happen. As long as they're like, he's still looking good, he's still looking confident, and they're in games, I feel like it'll be okay as far as like next year is concerned. This year's cooked.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
As
absolutely
long as they're
cooked.
competitive, though, I feel like they'll be
But
fine. And his confidence doesn't look like it's shot.
yeah. Speaking of cooked, I think the NFC is cooked. I really
Yeah,
think it's a
between
two-horse
Detroit and
race right
Philly, my
now.
boy.
Yeah, I think it's Detroit and Philly. I think they're on a crash course for the NFC Championship game, unless a team that's scrappy like the
I don't
Packers
think
upsets
anybody's
one of them.
beating Detroit. Philly, I could see falling. Only because you know how Philly is, man. Detroit's been on a roll all year. They haven't showed any signs of cooling off, so that's the only
Yeah,
reason I'm saying Detroit all the way. Philly, we know how Philly is. Philly look like world beaters, look like the best team in the league, and then the next week they'll lose to the freaking Panthers or something like that. Like you never know what you're going to get out of Philly.
bro. Speaking of the Panthers, shout out the Panthers playing
Yeah,
some
and
competitive
shout
football
out
against the
to my
Chiefs.
guy Bryce Young.
I thought he was
Yeah,
cooked.
I just like the fact that the young man's looking confident again, man. Like they're not winning. Don't get me wrong; they still
Oh
suck.
yeah,
But like, as long as he has a job and that he's doing well, I'm a fan of Bryce Young, man. He's a good kid, good Christian boy.
dude. I was always rooting for Bryce Young. I just thought he was cooked, but he was throwing the ball with some conviction. Did you
No, I
catch
didn't
any of
catch
that
any of it,
game?
but I had heard about it.
Oh, dude, I was watching that game. He was throwing the ball with conviction. Like he would snap. He would call. He looked like he
Hmm.
was in control of the huddle, and then he would get to the line of scrimmage. And when he snapped the ball, he looked like he knew where he
That's
was
what I like to
going with
see.
the football.
Yeah,
And like, dare I say, he was throwing with anticipation. I mean, I
that's
really
good,
liked
man.
what I saw out of him. Because you know how good that Chiefs defense is, and they put
Yeah,
up
because the
20
Chiefs'
something
offense
points
is
on them.
boo. They've only been in games because of that defense recently.
You got to think the Panthers had the lead with less than 2 minutes to go. Now, granted, I know they were playing against Patrick Mahomes, and we all know what happens when Patrick Mahomes gets
Or
longer than
overtime.
13 seconds. But yeah, but he had the lead. He drove down the field, and against any other team, probably would have won the game because he drove down the field and got
Yeah,
them the lead inside of 2 minutes. So I just want to shout out Bryce Young and the Panthers playing good football. Dave Canales could be the answer. David Tepper finally made a good hire, it seems like. We'll see. We'll see. Got to give him another year. Can't judge him too early. I said that when they suck, so I'll say it while they're
yep.
good. You can't judge them too early, but I'm very happy
I am
for the
too.
Panthers. And then the last thing I wanted to get into is the NFC West is wide open. Niners are in a skid, to say the least. Seahawks, we thought
Hmm.
they were dead. They're back. Rams got
Hmm.
their asses whooped. Cardinals, we thought were going to win the division. They got beat. They looked like crap. So the NFC West is wide open. I honestly
Yeah,
have
we
no idea who's going to win that. They're all within like
we
a
always
game of
say
each
that the
other.
Cardinals look like world beaters, and then the next thing you know, they look like the worst team in the league. You never know what Cardinals you're going to get. The Rams are just like that sneaky, dangerous team that's probably going to lose, but wouldn't be surprised if they won. Niners are just talented, but they're
Right.
just going through it this year. Seahawks are weird. They're a weird one to me. I don't even know how
They're
else to explain
weird.
them, bro. They're just weird.
They're starting to round
Yeah.
into form.
I'm gonna lay off on the Seahawks for a minute. I don't know. I think I trust the Cards more than I trust the Seahawks. Even though the Seahawks just beat the Cards, I get it.
I
But
think you're
nah,
right.
I think I trust the Cards more right now. We'll see as it keeps going.
All right, you ready to
Yes,
get into
sir.
picks? All right, let's get into it. I went 6-7.
Went 5
Ah,
and yeah,
yee. Tough times.
rough
Tough
week
times.
for both of us, honestly.
Tough times. All right, let's get into the picks. The games are all over the week. We got football on Thursday, Friday, Sunday,
Oof.
and Monday this week. Woo! Sign me up. All right, Thanksgiving football. Could they have picked a worse slate?
Every year, bro.
And Friday's not
Every
any
year, buddy.
better.
Wait, last year who was it?
Like, I get it. The Lions got upset
Yeah,
by the
and there
Packers
was
last year. That was really good.
Commanders. And...
The Cowboys beat
No, it was, yeah,
Cowboys. Cowboys beat the
yeah.
hell out of them. I forget who had the night
No, it
game
was
last
Cowboys and
year,
Giants. No, on
but
Thanksgiving.
I'm
I
fine.
thought I might be wrong. Okay.
No,
Okay.
that's this year.
I thought that was
It
last
was
year too.
Commanders
Sorry,
last
my
year.
bad. Yeah, you're right.
So I know Lions and Cowboys have to play every year. That's fine. But like, damn, give us a good matchup. Like, give us Green Bay and Detroit
Yeah.
again. That was so good. But all right, we'll get into it. Bears at the Lions. Lions are 10-point
Ooh,
favorites.
I'm taking it.
Holy crap.
I'm
I
taking it.
think I am as well. That's a big
Yeah, but
spread.
you gotta think of what
Holy
they've been doing to
shit.
people.
Right. Oh god. This snap is gonna be generational during this next game. The
God,
Giants
this
at the
snap is gonna be
Cowboys. We
good.
got the Tommy DeVito versus
Yeah,
versus
I'm
the
taking the
Cooper Rush
Cowboys.
Bowl.
Yeah, I'm taking the
At
Cowboys at
3.5? I don't know.
I don't listen. I'm going. They both
Give me
suck.
the
I'm just going with
Cowboys.
the
Give me the
more talented
Cowboys.
roster. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, I was thinking about who's going to cover CeeDee Lamb, and then that kind of answered it for me. All right, moving on. We have the Miami Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 3.5-point favorites. This is the only game that has a chance of being good, and even then, I don't think it's going to be
Give me
good.
the. You said Packers are 3.5. Yeah, give me the.
Yeah, favorites.
I
At
think with
Lambeau.
Tua back, Miami's going to be more competitive. I don't think they'll get blown out, but
No, I think Miami's going to get blown out.
it's at Lambeau.
Yeah, it's going to be
Oh
25
no,
degrees a
Pack
kick.
'em. Kill them.
Yep. We know what
Yeah,
happens when
every
Miami
time they
plays
go to
in the
Buffalo,
cold.
get their teeth kicked in.
Yeah, they forget to pack their track shoes. So I think Green Bay's going to absolutely wallop them. Ironically, I think the Bears and Lions game could be the best game because
Yeah.
division games are always tough. Moving on to Black Friday football, and I've said this before, and I'm not going to stop saying it. The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites. Give me the Raiders. Chiefs don't cover big spreads.
Give me the Raiders too.
Yo, what?
Watch this be the one day that the Chiefs blow them up by like.
Oh
20.
no, the Chiefs are gonna cover. The Chiefs are gonna cover. Oh no. What have we done?
Say it again.
Oh my god. Alright. Moving on to Sunday. Chargers at the Falcons. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites. Give me the Chargers. I really like what I see out of Jim Harbaugh's squad. They're a tough team. I think they're tougher than Atlanta.
Yeah, give me the Chargers as well.
Had to think about it there.
I did, but Atlanta's kind of you know we were kind of high on Atlanta at the beginning of the season after they had taken a couple losses in the beginning of the season, but nah, give me the Chargers, especially since they're a more physical team. I don't think Atlanta's that physical. I'm just doing it based off of that. Plus, the Chargers are playing good football right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Chargers are tough. I think they're tougher.
What was that spread?
Speaking
One more
of
time?
tough, and Chargers are 2.5-point favorites. Now, this next spread, I must have to pull a Mr. Krabs and rip my eyes out and rub them and put them back in and be like, so my eyes are correct. I don't know how the hell, but the Bengals are 3-point favorites over the Steelers.
People are basing it off of the Browns game. I'm gonna take the Bengals. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Bengals -3, right? I hope I'm wrong about this.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. I can see it going on this kid right now.
Look, I know how Mike Tomlin is, all right? I texted my buddy Luke, who lives in Pittsburgh. I said, hey, against the Browns, Yins got out toughed. All right. So, do you think Mike Tomlin's going to let his team get out tough 2 weeks in a row?
Again.
No way. I think Steelers bounce back. You're in Cincinnati too, so you guys are going to have your road mentality.
It'd be
I think
nice.
you'll be all right.
We'll see.
I think the Bengals are dead. Honestly, low-key rooting for y'all to beat the Bengals because if the Bengals have 8 losses, their season is officially over. Right now, at 7 losses, they could run the table technically.
Power rankings as low-key contenders. I'm like, dog, they got 7 losses. What are we talking about here?
That's what I'm saying. So if they get to 8th and their best they can do is 9-8, their season's cooked because 9 wins is not getting you in. 10
losses. 7.
Yeah, so low-key hope y'all beat them just so
I
their
can stand
season's officially over, but I digress. Moving on. Cardinals at the Vikings. Vikings are 3.5-point favorites. Sam Darnold got injured. I haven't heard anything about said injury, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Vikings here. But if Sam Darnold, for some reason, his injury got worse and he, for some reason, missed the game, even though it's Tuesday night and I haven't heard a lick about it.
I'm taking the Cards just to take the Cards.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
You think they're bouncing back? Yeah, Sam Darnold's ankle got rolled real bad. It was like low-key a hip drop. And he missed a couple plays, but then he came back and finished the game. So I haven't heard anything about it, but I know that ankle got to be sprained because it was ugly. So I'll keep tabs on it, but I think they'll be okay. Moving on, we got the Colts at the Patriots. Colts are 2.5-point favorites. I feel like every week I pick the Patriots.
I'm picking the Colts.
I might. I think I'm gonna pick the Colts this week as well. I think the Patriots are finally starting to fall off the wagon as that scrappy team that
Hmm.
always
Plus, Drake
covered.
May's playing superhero ball.
Oh, I love Drake May so much. God, I hope he does good. That's my UNC guy. You know I got to ride for him.
Yeah,
Come on
brother.
now. Moving on, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the New York Jets.
Give me
Seahawks are
them
2-point
Hawks.
favorites. Jets are absolutely dead. Give me the
You said
Hawks
2.5.
as well.
Okay,
Just 2. I got a lot of favorites this week. Oh no.
that's why I picked some outliers.
Moving on, we got the Titans at the Commanders. Commanders are 5.5-point favorites.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Low,
Ooh. I think we're thinking the
low key
same
want the
thing, but yeah,
Titans right
say it.
here.
That's what I'm thinking. This is really going to determine. So if the Commanders blow this, they're 1,000,000% in a free fall. Right now, like you can argue they're in a free fall, but if they lose to the Titans, they're
That'd be what, 4 in a row?
100%
3
in
in
a
a row?
free fall.
Yeah.
4. They were 7
Yeah.
and 2 at one point. You know what? Give me the Titans too. I hate it. I really
don't.
hate this pick.
Only because I'm seeing how the
I
Commanders have been looking. And Titans just got a quality
I
win,
just
so we'll see.
yeah. I was just saying that for my Commanders fans. I really
Fair
hate
enough.
this pick. I'm
Fair
not
enough.
thrilled about it. Moving on, we got the Texans at the Jaguars. Texans are 5-point favorites. I still think it's Mac Jones time, so give me the Texans. They got to bounce
If
back
it was
here.
Trevor Lawrence, it'd be a different game. But them Jags suck. And what'd you say? 5 point?
5 flat, yeah. All right, moving on. We have the
The
Eagles
Ravens.
at the
Oh,
Ravens.
at the
Ravens are
Ravens?
3-point favorites. Yeah, they're 3-point favorites. The Ravens are. I don't know if Roquan's playing in this game, bro. Give me the Eagles.
Give me the Ravens.
Hell yeah. I feel like every week I pick against the Ravens, they end up winning. So I'm sticking to it. I'd rather the Ravens win and my pick be wrong than vice versa.
And what was that spread?
Ravens favored by 3. All right. We got the Rams at the Saints. Rams are only 2.5-point favorites. I don't
Give me the
understand
Rams.
how that's possible. Give me the Rams. Yeah, hammer the Rams at 2.5. Are you kidding me? Next up, got Bucks
the
at
Bucks.
Panthers. Bucks are 6-point favorites. Give me the
Ooh,
Panthers.
I don't hate it.
I'm saying give me the Panthers to cover, but the Bucks to win. I think they're going to keep this close,
Right,
just like
I
they
see
did
that.
against the Chiefs. All right, Sunday Night Football. Oh, dude, at the beginning of this season, we were licking our chops at this game. We could not wait for this Sunday Night Football game, and now I could sleep through it. Not gonna lie. We got the Niners at the Bills.
Give me the Bills.
Bills are
Give me the
7-point
Bills.
favorites. Yeah, I might have to take the old Buffalo
Give me the
Bills
Bills.
as well. Especially if Brock Purdy's still out with
The
that
Bills.
shoulder injury. Yeah. So apparently, if the injury he has with his shoulder, if it was in his left shoulder, he would have played, but since it's in his right, he couldn't play through it. That's what I heard.
That would make sense.
And then Monday Night Football, I don't know how this didn't get flexed out. We got the Browns at the Broncos. Broncos are 5-point
Give me the
favorites.
Broncos.
Give me the Broncos. Yeah, they're gonna. Bo Nix is gonna do Bo Nix stuff. Bo Nix is my now fantasy quarterback, so I hope he does some Bo Nix stuff.
Yeah, you need Bo Nix, not Bo Picks.
Correct. Which I think I'm jinxing him here, but I don't think he started
I
pick
think
in the
that
past
just
3
jinxed him, but
games.
it's okay.
Well, as long as he gives me 3 touchdowns, we're good. All right, you got anything left to say before we
As
wrap
always,
this up?
we appreciate you guys, man. This is always fun to do, week in and week out. Look forward to it. Bro, I love you. I love that we get to do this every week. This is awesome. This was a good show. Everybody, please like, subscribe, follow us, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, all platforms. Please leave a review. Whatever you got to say it with your chest. 5 stars is preferable, but once again, we'll take it. Thank you guys.
That sounded like a Talinism.
Low key. But no, that's really good. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate you too, dog. And like I said, love you, dog. Love doing this. I absolutely love this because I watch an absurd amount of sports, so to be able to talk about it makes it feel more validated than when I already enjoyed doing it just cause. And to be able to do it with you, we talked about it forever, and I'm so glad that we're actually doing it. So I can't wait to see where we go. So let's keep this growing, man. And happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners who are listening before or during or after Thanksgiving. And Jordan, same thing to you, brother. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you, brother. Thankful for all of our fans and all of our listeners. And yeah,
absolutely.
Let's keep this rolling. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.